Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in, guys. Sergeant Moose here, back with another The First Descendant video. And today, guys, we're going to talk about the preview of the next hotfix, which is going to be 1.07. Now, guys, this hotfix is slated for August 13th, and it has some big changes coming in to some of the missions, including some of the Colossi bosses as well. So it's a pretty significant patch, and if you're a single player that plays mainly in, public matchmaking, this is probably going to be a good patch for you as well. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, this is an article from, of course, the game director, Min-Seok Ju. He says, today I'm here to share a preview about hotfix 1.07. We're aiming to release hotfix 1.07 on Tuesday, August 13th, as we need additional time to verify some issues. In the meantime, I'd like to share some key updates in this hotfix. So, first things first, guys, we're adjusting the options for the infiltration operation on hard mode. The grappling hook disabled and jump disabled options will be removed from the selection list. So obviously they thought there were two options that simply were not working well in the modifiers for the infiltrations. Additionally, the select all option will no longer be deselected when changes are made after selecting all options. So a little bug there they're getting rid of. Moreover, we're planning further improvements for the infiltration operation on hard mode in Season 1. These include removing occupation tasks and focusing more on eliminations. So, again, guys, they're looking more forward to, defend the zone type stuff. They're trying to get rid of some of that stuff and focus more on waves and hordes of enemies to kill in the info operations, which I absolutely love. It's much better than kind of just staying around, protecting a zone, different things like that. We want to be in these operations to kill stuff, move through the dungeons, and have some fun. So they say we're also replacing the random combination of options with preset selections and expanding matchmaking parameters. Next, let's talk about content adjustments. We're going to add some extra time for you to choose restart option after completing intercept battles, special operations, and infiltration operations. For your preference, restart with squad and restart alone buttons will be provided. So this is a good thing, guys. This is something I was talking about ever since the last patch. I don't know what happened here, but by the time you get to the end game report, you're looking through some of your items or maybe picking up some of your items from the operations, you won't have enough time to restart the mission and you'll have to go back to Albion. That has been a rather annoying occurrence, but they're going to be changing this as well. I kind of wish it was for the Colossi as well, but we'll see how that works. And also, the restart with squad is a really good thing. So if you're, random matchmake with some squad members that are kind of maybe going for the same amorphous materials or something that you are, or, trying to grind for some of these amorphous materials, you could just simply play with them again. Especially if, everybody was working good together and you were getting through the mission quickly. So it's a good change there. Next, another good quality of life change, guys. It says, additionally, we're making characters invincible when standing on hazardous areas after intercepts are done, making use of the reconstructed device more convenient. The difficulty of the Frostwalker mechanism will be adjusted so you can enjoy this void intercept battle through public matchmaking more easily. So, to touch on the first part here, guys, a really good change as well, because, of course, a lot of these reconstructed devices, they'll drop right beside the lava, and then you'll have the items, of course, that pop out of the Colossi boss, a lot of it landing in the lava, and some of the squishy characters will actually die trying to get these materials and different things like that. So it's a good thing to have invincibility after the Colossi boss is done. Really good change there. As for the Frostwalker, guys, of course, a lot of folks see this boss as the toughest boss in the game, the toughest Colossi boss in the game, just simply because he requires the most communication in the game out of every boss as well. Of course, we know with the whole flame scenario and, being able to get hit by the boss while you're carrying the flames and losing all the flames, and then, it can be a disaster if you're playing public matchmaking by yourself, no communication. The boss is pretty much impossible to beat unless you have a few players on your team that know exactly what they're doing. But yes, he does have some difficult mechanics that certainly do require a good cooperative team. But I think they're more focused in this game on, prioritizing players that are playing solo in matchmaking. They want to make these bosses still difficult, but at the same time, they want to make it to where if you're not going to be penalized just because you're not in a full communicative party. So I think that's good there on the Frostwalker. As for the Molten Fortress and Gluttony, Also, bosses that can require some communication as well, but much, much easier to deal with than the Frostwalker. In the special operation, AFK players will be moved automatically to the abort selection during interim review. Also, monsters' HP will be reduced and more ammo will be dropped easily in Void Fusion reactors. So, this has been one of the issues that I've seen, guys. I didn't really have an issue with the monsters' HP. They are reducing that, but the fact of it is very difficult in Void reactors to be able to get any ammo when you're fighting against these bosses, and it can be a pain. You know, it can drag out forever simply because you're using your abilities, you're out of ammo, and then you run out of MP. You know, or if you don't have any type of MP collective, you know, where you're passively regaining MP, there's not a whole lot you can do to beat these bosses, and sometimes you just have to reset. But the fact that they're going to be dropping more ammo now is definitely a step in the right direction. Coming over to the Echo Swamp, guys, it says monster spawn intervals are shortened in Void Fragments, the poison attribute located at Derelict Covert. So the intervals are going to be shortened. I didn't really see an issue with this Void Fragment, but, you know, apparently somebody did or they did. So that's going to be switched up as well. And it does say we're also addressing the issue where weapon proficiency is not gained for equipped weapons when using unique weapons, such as during Luna's stage presence. This is huge, massive, because I've been noticing this as well. Some of the abilities or some of the situations you're in, you will not gain weapon proficiency, even if you're gaining passive proficiency. Lastly, we have usability improvements. We will enhance your farming experience with several improvements. In Hotfix 1.07, we're adding a feature that allows you to quickly identify key information about your equipment by looking at icons in the inventory. You'll be able to see how many ultimate options an item has without opening its tooltip and identify the attributes as archetypes of reactors through icons. Additionally, we're speeding up the tooltip display to help you sort valuable items more efficiently. So, they're making it easier, guys, to sift through items, to look through items, especially the access info for different descendants and all that cool stuff that you're trying to upgrade and all that stuff. They're trying to make it easier to help you find the resources that you need for these items, and that is always welcomed. That's going to be good to see here in Hotfix 1.07 as well. It says one last thing. From previous patch notes, we discussed plans to support build diversity. We noticed discussions in the community about whether socket types need to be assigned 11 times for each loadout page. Rest assured, we aim to support build diversity in a more user-friendly manner. If you prefer to use the same socket type across loadout pages 1, 2, and 3, your current setup will remain unchanged. Socket type assignments will only be required if you want different socket types for each loadout. So, it has been an issue for folks that want to run different loadouts on their characters, guys. Obviously, you know at this point in time right now, if you run a different loadout on your character, it's going to keep the same sockets that you have already assigned with your catalysts to each loadout. So, I think what this means is they're going to be changing it to where you'll be able to assign different sockets to different loadouts. That way you can run an entire different build on a different loadout instead of switching out modules that only correspond to that specific socket type. You can change that socket type as long as it's catalyzed. That's what I'm getting from this, which, if that is the case, that is massive. Very, very massive for quality of life, because this will allow folks to have way, way more diverse loadouts just by the click of a button, which is absolutely what this type of game needs. So good to see that. And to end things, guys, they say the first Descendant aims to be a long-time beloved game. To achieve this, we're committed to improving the game in ways that resonate with you. We deeply appreciate everyone in our communities and will continue to strive to provide more enjoyable content. And I love that line there, guys. It is very, very clear to tell with, just over a month of this game being released. Developers are clearly listening to the community, and they're shaping the game around things that the community want to see. So, no complaints there, guys. I cannot wait for this patch. By the way, we also have what appears to be a new kitty backpack coming as well. Of course, you guys know, we have the bear, we have the bunny, all that stuff. It looks like we are getting a kitten. I cannot confirm that, though. They did post that on their social media today for National Cat Day. Or International Cat Day. I didn't even know that it was today, but that's cool. So it looks like maybe look out for that. That might be coming here in the future too. But yeah, 1.07 guys set to be released on August 13th. Really excited for that. And of course, we'll be covering it here on the channel. If you guys want to come back and support us, man, we stream this game all the time here on the channel. Start times are at 9:30 Eastern time. Really appreciate you guys stopping by, man. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.